What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and this one is called The Key to Actually Make It Work and Ignore Your Reality. This is a post from the Neville Sub that I'm going to be covering, giving my own breakdowns, and I want to make this clear before I do that. I've had people recently commenting on my community posts about, oh, you're teaching the law of assumption, this contradicts the law of assumption. Why are you saying this if everyone is you pushed out? Okay, this channel is not an exclusive law of assumption, Neville Goddard is gospel, his word is law above everything channel. This is a channel about mindset, a channel about self-development, a channel about becoming the best version of yourself that you can be. And what I do is I assimilate ideas from everywhere. I think that there's a lot of useful things in Neville's ideas about manifestation. I also think there's a lot of useful things in psychology, in science, in being grounded in the physical reality that we are in, as well as looking at it from a spiritual perspective. Now, I just recently talked with Naya and Tim Grimes and also Sunny Sharma, who are all powerful, authentic, and loved creators, coaches, whatever you might call them, teachers in their own right. And they all agree with me. If you go and watch our interviews, you want to take an approach, you want to take a balanced approach with life, okay? When you look at things from this point of view of all or nothing, black and white, you will tend to miss out on nuances. You will tend to miss out on information. There is that quote in the Kabbalion that says that the lips of wisdom are sealed to those without the ears of understanding, or something along those lines. In Buddhism, there's that teaching that is empty your cup. There's also another phrase that says all truths are but half truths. And the sooner that you accept this, the sooner that you realize that there are multiple models of looking at reality, the more dynamic you're going to be able to be in your thinking, the more flexible you're going to be, and the more that you're going to actually be able to get real results in your life. Because if you look at anybody that gets real results in their lives and is able to sustain real results in their lives, you will see that they're implementing other things than just pure echo chamber on Reddit. Like, do you want these pats on the back from the keyboard warriors that are lurking in the Reddit echo chamber, hearing everything that they want to say and working with theory? Or do you want to actually rise to the occasion and actually get real results in your life? And I would argue that, the reason I got into learning about this stuff is so that I can actually apply and get real results in my life, as did Tim Grimes, as did Naya, and all of them. They talk about, yeah, well, you need to take action. You need to do these things, and people get things take things way too literally. Neville was a figurative speaker, a figurative writer. He used a lot of metaphorical language, and ultimately, at the end of the day, you have to use what works and leave the rest aside. So whatever you want to paint me as, the bad guy here or whatever, I'm teaching. It is incumbent upon me, by having this channel, to teach you what I know to be true, what is in alignment with my own experience, and what works in the real world. Not to just parrot Neville Goddard, because Neville Goddard was also a person, okay? You don't pray to false idols, okay? Don't idolize Neville Goddard as some sort of god, because he was also a man, just like me. He was a person, just like you, watching this. We all are human beings, okay? And so, with that being said, I don't need to go all off into the nitty gritty. I just want to make you aware that I'm going to be posting things on my channel that I know are true for me, because that is what is authentic to me, and I'm an authentic person. I'm not going to just say things just because they make people feel better and they give you a nice warm hug in the, that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to give you the real truth so that you can actually change your life. Okay, so with that being said, the key to actually make it work and ignore your reality. So, and again, we have multiple models that work. Joe Dispenza teaches. We have, there's so many New Thought teachers, right? Louise Hay. You've got Florence Scovel Shinn, Joe Dispenza. I just mentioned him. You've got the teachings at the Monroe Institute. You have Vadim Zeland's teachings in transurfing. You have these quantum physicists which are coming out with, proving with science that a lot of this stuff is true. And I have that video about the science behind manifestation, the HeartMath Institute, okay? These are all different theories and different models of how we look at reality, but we have to accept that reality is something that is far beyond any one human being having the complete key to unlock all secrets of it. Okay, so with that being said, so here we go. So I've been knowing about Neville for about 2 years now, and as time passes by, I get deeper and deeper. I've manifested everything. I tell you everything, from small things to money to various SPs to mesmerizing physical beauty, and I am 16. I know it may seem odd, but thanks to my studies, I am actually so at ease with the law, and I manifest daily deliberately. You guys have to understand one thing: the law is incredibly easy to apply. You just have to desire and feel believing in it. That's it. Detach completely from the outer reality. It's not even real. It's a mere shadow of you. Don't blame yourself though. Don't apply any resistance on it. Don't react. If you want to experience something, just feel it. When you have it in your consciousness, in your mind's eye, it is done. As the world is just a mere shadow, eventually this whole process will be replayed in the 3D screen too. But that shouldn't be your goal. Think about it. Do you get mad at a shadow? Do you try to change it? Absolutely not. Try not to get frustrated. Don't react. That is a key insight right there. Out of everything in this post, that right there, do not react. Would you get mad at your shadow? Would you get mad at a 2-year-old throwing a tantrum? No. Don't get angry at people. They are only shadows. When you get what you want in your mind, that is all you will ever need to do. It is that easy. I proved it 1,000 times. They're all written down in my diary. Feel what you want to feel. No judgment. Create from scratch. Don't build up on old assumptions. I promise you it will be worth it. That is self-sabotage. You have old assumptions, old beliefs, old thought forms that are in the corners, in the attic of your mind with the cobwebs that you can't see, you may not be conscious of. And that's why I have a guide, an ultimate guide to identifying and removing these limiting beliefs and thought forms, finding them, taking them out, and replacing them with the thought forms that you do want to have. And that is linked down below for you guys to download. So feel what you want to feel. No judgment. Create from scratch. Don't build up on old assumptions. I promise you it will be worth it. There's not sense in making it lengthy because it is so easy. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Depends on how much resistance you have towards those new beliefs, towards that new outcome that you are envisioning for yourself. I love you all and assume success for you all. Create from scratch. And that's what finding the freshness of the moment is. Can you be fresh in the moment, or do you feel the need to replay and recite and rehearse these old, negative, disempowering stories, which are then creating more of the same in your life? And are you willing to take that look in the mirror, that hard look in the mirror, and take that accountability? Stop pointing the finger everywhere else and say, hey, what is it that I can do? And sometimes it may not be that you could do anything in a situation, because certain things. You know, I was watching one of Dylan James's live streams the other day, and, you know, as somebody who really has a healthy approach to all of this stuff, like he does, like I do, we can be there with people and hear them telling all of this chaos that's going on in their environment. This person was talking about all this stuff that was happening with his, I believe it was his sister and her partner and all these things, and then taking back and looking on himself and saying, oh, what did I do to cause all this? Well, they're in their own fight. They're in their own reality over there. Yes, the way that you show up impacts reality, but it does not behoove you. It is not in your best interest all the time to completely always be taking responsibility for people that are living their own lives. I mean, you know, they are showing up the way they're showing up, regardless of the way that you are, regardless of what your thoughts are. People are their own people, and it's not healthy to take this approach all the time. And this is what I talked to about with Tim Grimes about this, and Naya as well, that the people on this subreddit, they get too caught up. They take things too literally. And by completely taking accountability, are you going to go and take accountability for all the mess in the world right now? Are you going to go on and take on and assume all that guilt and that it's your fault? I mean, you were creating a place where you were completely disempowered. You're going to be operating from a place of shame and guilt, and by taking all of that on, it's going to reduce your energy. It's going to reduce your ability to create what you want in your life. It's going to reduce your effectivity in the world. So, you know, it's very important to look at this from a healthy perspective and say, hey, well, what can I do to improve? And then take the focus back on yourself. Operate with self-love. And I've been talking about lately in these videos, self-love is an action. It is the way that you show up for yourself day after day after day. And, you know, Dylan James, who is coming to mind right now, having mentioned him, he has a whole list of things that he advises people to do. And I do as well. I don't currently have a course, but, you know, for him, he advises breath work. He advises listening to those affirmation tapes at night. He advises going to the gym, building yourself a good routine, eating good food, eating a good diet. And that's all stuff that I do as well. You need to take a look at your habits, take a look at yourself, bring your focus back onto yourself. Because that is when you have the oxygen mask, when you give yourself that love first, that's when you can pour it out to other people. That's when you can influence the world around you. That's when your powers of persuasion, your powers of exerting your intention into this ethereal space and creating that dreamlike world where the entire world around you feels like a cartoon, or it feels moldable and malleable. That's when you have that power, is when you're showing up for yourself, when you're giving yourself that self-love. You disconnect from yourself, you start looking at what other people are doing, you start operating from comparison, looking at, oh, social media, oh, I'm gonna follow this. We're in such a time where there's so much toxicity and just like essentially like really moral corruption that we are looking at all the time. And if we're absorbing this into our consciousness, this very low vibrational stuff, we're going to say, oh, well, this is normal. It's normal to be fake. It's normal to do this. It's normal to lie to people. It's normal to cheat. It's normal to steal. It's not. And it's going to create a hell on earth. I'm not a very religious person, but sometimes using, as Neville does, using religious terminology is an easier framework to convey what is really at play here. The more that you take on this energy, these lower, darker energies, the more that you allow that into your sphere, the less power that you're going to have. You're going to be operating from a place of scarcity. You're going to be operating from a place of manipulation, using tactics to gain, at another's expense. I take this part of the pie so that they can't have their part of the pie, so I take it. And what we need more of on this planet right now is a collaborative spirit. That's why somebody like Elon Musk, whatever you think of him or not, he's making all this stuff open source. He's making all of his software open source with Tesla. He's giving it away for free because he genuinely wants to, this is what I believe personally, create a better future on the planet. And you know, if we come from that authentic space, we're able to be open with ourselves. We're able to say, look, I'm a flawed human being. I don't have all the answers, and neither does anybody, nor does Neville, but I'm doing the best I can. I'm doing the best that I can with all that's available to me, and I have a lot available to me. I have a lot that I can learn. I have a lot that I can do and work on and implement. Then you're going to be coming from a genuine framework, and you're going to be having a positive impact on people, and you're going to be able to see the spot dry land through muddy water, as so to speak, you know. And you can see through people, you can see through things when you get a wrong feeling. Again, by not distracting yourself so much with the external outside reality, now you're tapped into your intuition. Now you can spot that dry land. Now you can say, oh, well, this person did this. You know, that actually didn't line up with what they said they were going to do. This person seems to be a bit deceitful. This situation is rubbing me the wrong way. You know, I'm not getting the right vibe from this situation. I feel like I can't trust this person, and you're going to be led to make the right decisions that you need to do going forward. And in that book, The Courage to Be Disliked, you know, life is essentially about communicating. It is about interacting with people. And whatever you're trying to manifest by watching these videos, you're going to end up interacting with people at a certain point. You know, if it's physical health, maybe you might be able to get away with just, you know, going to the gym, eating right. And maybe that's something that you will not have as much of a social, interpersonal communication aspect with. But every other goal, whether it's career, family, whether it is love, it all bears down on your ability to read, your ability to decipher people's intentions. And that is going to come from this ability to be present, be aware, be in tune with your own internal voice. And your own internal voice is not going to steer you wrong. You know deep down right from wrong. As long as you haven't absorbed all of this BS that you keep allowing to hypnotize you, and you take some space. You take some space to meditate. You take some space to clear your head, go into nature, clear your thoughts, surround yourself with positive people. Surround yourself, listen to good podcasts, take in good information, take in good quality food. Get rid of the negative stuff. Get rid of the negative food, the negative drink, the negative substances. Then you are going to be able to have that ability. This post right here, says don't get frustrated, don't react, don't get angry at people. They are shadows. And you'll have that ability, that inner stillness, by doing what I'm talking about. You want the applicable way to gain that, this emotional control, emotional resiliency, that comes from being okay with yourself, being okay with who you are and all of your flaws, and stepping authentically, showing up authentically into the world, even with all those flaws, and embracing yourself and really loving yourself, rather than putting on this false facade, this false self, resorting to manipulation, resorting to the lowest rung on the totem pole of the people that you hang out with, and really just doing that to kind of cover up this dis-ease that you feel inside of yourself, this dis-ease that you feel by being alone. The more comfortable that you are being alone, the more that you are going to develop this power, because you are going to be able to be comfortable with yourself. It's kind of dangerous when you run into people that can't be alone at all. It means that they don't have any sense of self. It means that they have lost their sense of self because they are constantly having to ping off their environment, ping off of other people to feel a certain way about themselves. And they're very insecure, very needy people. And it's sad to see. It's sad to watch that. And these people also then get caught up with the opinions of other people, and they lose. They have so much potential, probably. A lot of them do, maybe some of them don't. But the potential gets squandered by this urgent need for external validation, for attention seeking, for stimulation. And the modern day society hasn't helped with social media and all of this stuff that, that is available to us. But taking this time, taking this ability, detaching from your outer reality, and as Neville said, sitting in the silence, being with the stillness, that is going to empower you. There's a lot of things that Neville say that are good. There's some things that I don't take as gospel, okay? I am me, I'm my own person. If you follow me, if you decide to subscribe to me, I'm going to tell you what I believe, not what Neville. I'm not going to just parrot what Neville says. I'm going to take what works, and I'm going to take what works from everywhere, synthesize it in a way that I think is the most digestible and easy for you guys to grasp, so that you guys can get results. With that being said, guys, there is a detaching from the outer reality. It's going to give you a lot of control over your life. The more that you are reactive, the more that you are constantly just reacting all the time, like I said, seeking that external validation, always having that external locus of control, you're going to be needy, and it's unattractive. I have friends that are constantly seeking outside of themselves, and just their energy is just like that. It's looking. Where's the next hit? It's incredibly, I find it to be childish. I find it to be immature. And I think that on a universal, if you want to think about it on an energetic level, it is repellent. It is a repellent energy that you're putting off, because it says, I'm not comfortable. I don't deserve this. I'm needing from the outside from me so much that I'm actually pushing those things away from me. With that being said, guys, much love as always. I hope that this breakdown has been insightful and helpful to you. Drop me a like, leave me a comment, let me know what your thoughts are, and I will see you guys. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Hit me with a subscribe. Catch you next time.